What is the most effective psychological trick you use? One that I picked up from a friend of mine whenever he was trying to pick out dinner with his GF, rather than ask, "What do you want?" and getting the typical, "I dunno, anything" answer and then having suggestions shot down. Start with, "What do you not want?" Used it a few times in some of my relationships, and it's the godsend question. I work front desk in a medical office. Patients hate updating their paperwork. I used to say, "Look through the pages and make any changes." They would groan and reluctantly take the paperwork. Or just complain about it. Now, I say, "All you have to do is make changes." Saying it that way makes them think it's not much to do and they take the clipboard without complaint. It's the little things that make life at my office easier. How to de-escalate an incredible upset mental health patient who is either unknown or prone to violence, though it works on most anyone. If they are at a level 10, you come in at a level 7. Being completely calm, reserved and polite only pisses people off more, as you clearly don't understand the magnitude of the situation. If they are screaming and yelling, you need to come in loud but not attacking them. Agreeing with them, to a point. Whoa, what the fuck is going on? I understand why you are fucking pissed, I would be pissed too. Yeah, that is some bullshit, the situation really sucks. Look, I get it, I would be angry as shit too, but a screaming is going to get anything done no matter how angry we are. I'm with you, I'd be just as upset. No doubt this is annoying, but these are our options. By agreeing with their anger, they are more open to listen to you. You then use words to describe their feelings starting out at a 10. Fucking pissed, and gradually bringing those descriptive words and your tone down to a 2. Annoying. Works pretty much every time, but there might be a little up and down in the middle. Just follow the person's lead while always being a level below them. Saying hello to everybody you know. And with a smile. Often people who know each other from when they were in primary school or just from the block when they were young give each other an awkward smile instead of an happy good day. Just imagine. If someone walks into you twice a year and both times you smile and greet them enthusiastically, they will think of you as a nice person. So little effort for a person to find you friendly. And #X200B. When you're talking to someone, they will, naturally, fill silence. It's subconscious. If you want them to keep talking, keep your own mouth shut. This is useful if you're ever in a verbal altercation. This isn't something I've used, but I think it's worth sharing. Darren Brown said that once there was a muscly drunk guy that wanted to beat him up and said the classic, "What are you looking at?" Darren replied with, "The wall outside my house is 4 feet tall." The idea is that it puts the aggravated person on the back foot and takes them out of that adrenaline-filled state. Anyways, he sat down and the guy started crying to him about his GF. He is Darren Brown though, so I wouldn't recommend this to everyone. Think of my future self. How will my future self feel in an hour or 2 if I skip my gym session? Will my future self be happy if I do this pile of dishes now? Before bed? Or would he prefer to have to do it in the morning? Before work? I have a 3-month deadline on this project. Will my future self appreciate my current self taking the first 3 or 4 weeks easy? Or will he be really pissed off? Essentially delayed gratification. Pretty much all the bad stuff gives us instant gratification, while all the good stuff has delayed gratification. I always try to remember that, if I have to wait to reap the rewards, then it's probably the best option. Deleted. I used this technique at university where I couldn't stand the thought of having to answer questions in front of a group of people. So if you find yourself in a group situation where someone, a leader, tutor, manager, etc., is asking questions that must be answered and you want to avoid being picked so that you don't have to talk, then here is my tip. If the person locks eyes on you as they ask the question, then just as they are about get to the end of their question, you break eye contact and look towards another person in the room and hold it. Their attention is diverted to that other person just as the question ends and the person they are now looking at feels compelled to answer. If however the person starts asking the question while looking at someone else, then look at that other person and hold it so you can get suckered. Use it sparingly because if you do it enough on the same person, they will be on to you. To avoid workplace drama and be well liked is to just compliment people behind their back. I don't know if this is an actual thing or not. Or maybe just distractions. But when I do something annoying or bothersome to my husband and he goes quiet, I wait a few minutes and then I ask him a seemingly innocent question. Usually on the subject of how certain parts of a car works. Or something mechanical. This gets him talking about the car thing and he rambles for like 5 minutes and then bam. He's happy again and not quietly brooding. I'll never tell him I do that because I'm afraid it won't work anymore if he knows about it. It's foolproof though. It works every single time, no matter how bothered he is. Set expectations low and blow people's minds with my mediocrity. Listening to someone without giving advice or pushing for more information typically nets me more information than being pushy for it. When somebody shy is speaking, if you look at them and nod your head, it encourages them to keep talking. I'm a professional poker player. When I am in a pot with one other player, I often try to make them laugh when they are thinking about what to do. If you can get them to laugh, it sets them in a mood where they are unlikely to bluff. I talk a lot in general. It's very common to make jokes at the table even in hands. Music. Putting headphones in and playing the music that I know I'd want to hear if I was in the mood that I want to be in shifts me over to that mentally. And really helps when I need to calm down or when I need to feel happier. In an argument, find something to agree on, then push your main point. When someone is trying to throw excuses or generally if they're getting a bit arsy about something, often the best way to handle it is to stare back with mild interest and contribute nothing to their monologue. If you don't give them anything to work with, they'll talk themselves into a corner and lose confidence in what they're saying. I learned this trick from an old director who used to control pretty much any meeting room scenario by being the most silent and impassive person in the room. I fondly remember the time someone asked him a ridiculous question and he just stared at him for about 15 seconds. 15 seconds is a long time to be stared at in a room full of people. The guy wilted into his chair and nobody could work out if the director was angry or just quietly mulling it over. When you are standing in a group and somebody tells a joke or something funny happens, people tend to look towards the person they like the most while laughing. My wife calls this the simplest, most manipulative thing I do. Whenever I bump into an acquaintance, meaning not friend, just a person I know, I of course say hi and the conversation goes like this. Me, hey, how are you? Name, you look good. Them, laugh, thank you. I'm good, how are you? Me, I'm great. I'm on the way to wherever I am going to at the time and I tell them why too. So what are you doing here? Them, go into same detail to tell me where they're going and why. Me, all right. Well, I won't keep you up any longer than I have. Have a good day. Name. It leaves people feeling good. Takes away the awkwardness of cutting a convo short and it makes them want to leave. If someone says they have the hiccups, ask them to prove it. 9/10 times, their hiccups will disappear. Having to summon a hiccup in order to demonstrate will trick your diaphragm into just not hiccuping. I've been able to twist it around on myself with some success as well. But it takes practice. You realize you have hiccups. Then try to hiccup. Actively try to make yourself do another one. It'll stop. If you need to de-escalate someone and get them to communicate asking questions about numbers / personal information. I work in emergency services. If someone is totally distraught and shut down, asking their phone number / address / SSN / birthdate can pull them out of the emotional place and bring them back to a headspace where they can talk about what happened more easily. I often ask these questions even after I have the information just to de-escalate. Anyone here reading through the posts for the sake of using them in the future? But an hour later you forget everything you've just read. I work with a bunch of idiot lawyers and I use the phrase, "you're correct," all the time, even if it's one teeny tiny thing they're correct about. It makes them feel smart and they instantly soften. It also keeps them listening because they're hoping more flattery will come down the pike. Evil cackle. Thanking someone for a trait you want from them. Instead of telling a customer you're sorry for their wait, tell them thank you for your patience or understanding. Works wonders. My youngest, 4, got into the why phase a little while back. Read an article that said the best way to get them to stop was to ask them, "I'm not sure. What do you think?" It is a godsend. They answer their own question. You provide some feedback, "Sounds good to me." And they immediately move on. Fucking awesome. When I ask someone a question and their first response is, "What?" I just stare at them for a few seconds. And 99% of the time they answer my question without me having to repeat myself. I think it's just a subconscious reflex people have to ask, "What?" instead of answering what you've asked, even when they've heard you clearly. Instead of arguing, I start off by agreeing and then state my point of view after addressing the other person's point. Always ends in a positive interaction. Edit. The idea is to show respect for what the other person thinks. Assuming that the person isn't a complete moron, they more than likely have a valid point. Rather than shutting the person down and telling them they're wrong, you listen to them. Then after hearing them out, you can bring up your own point of view. The goal is to have a respectful exchange of opinions rather than a flat-out argument, where two people flat-out don't agree with each other and leave each other without learning anything from one another. When you need to find out an AMG for a lead, you say, "Oh, is John still managing up there?" They go, "No, it's Mark now." Works with anything. Just use a fake. Is that your focus outside? What? No, mine's the Ferrari. Smiling. And #X200B. Smile at the bartender. They'll be more likely to come to you quicker. Smile at your colleague in the morning and they'll be more open to the request that you've got for them later. Smile at your kids and they'll feel loved. Smile at your partner and they'll wonder what they've done that's made you so happy. Smile at me and I'll smile back and we'll both feel great for a few minutes. Smile at everyone when you meet them. Smile in a job interview. Smile at the shop worker, the bin man, the postman, the random dog walker in the park, the person who nearly bumped into you on the street, the barista, your teacher, your mom and your dad. Smile at yourself in the mirror and give yourself a cheeky wink. And #X200B. Writing smile is making me smile. And I feel great now, so I'm gonna go and get a sandwich. Thanks for reading. Smiley face. And #X200B. And #X200B. Whenever I know somebody is holding some truth from me, I'll look at them and stay silent. No nodding. No acknowledging. Just looking. The silence usually brings out the truth or extra detail. If they squirm around a bit, you know there's something they have exaggerated, etc. Be direct and personal when you need things. Instead of asking if anyone has an EpiPen, ask who has an EpiPen. Instead of saying someone, call 911, point to someone, say, "You in the blue jacket, what's your name?" Tom. Okay, Tom, go call 911 and come tell me when they are in the way. I can't remember. My wife's a psychologist and I lost all my superpowers of manipulation of time and space. Playing dumb gets you out of a lot. But not too dumb. Don't say "it's okay" when someone apologizes. Say something like,